Hi, and welcome to this week's energy forecast. I am Rachel Thompson Phillips, the creator of BU Oracle cards, which will be the cards that I use for this week's forecast. As well as being an intuitive teacher, I also run an intuition online program to teaching people how to develop and connect and tap into their intuition. So this week's energy forecast is for April the 9th through to April the 15th. This is a really great week to start looking at areas, as in we've just had the full moon, and the full moon was in Libra. So Libra is all about giving us direction to find balance in our world. And sometimes we experience being able to know how to bring balance in our world by the polar opposite, by having things go absolutely freaking crazy. And that sheds light onto areas where we are distributing and giving too much energy to those areas that are not always in direct alignment with what's the best thing for you at this time in your life. But we have developed habits around naturally doing these kind of things because they either help you fit in or they keep you in your comfort zone, and or the opposite scale, which is we get really scared of change because we think change means that there's something wrong with us. This is where this coming new moon is in Aries, and Aries is a fire sign, so it's productive, it's get things done. So the full moon was in Libra, about balance, and that sheds light on what changes need to be done for you. So you would have started getting like little ideas that pop into your head, or starting to become aware of habits that at one time you used to really enjoy doing them. Now all of a sudden they just don't seem to derive that same happiness element anymore, or you want to find that you're happy to do them but maybe not as frequently as what you've been doing them. So this is where this fire sign of Aries comes in, because it helps us get productive, because it now provides the how. So we've got the what changes need to be done with the full moon. So you would have had those ideas pop into your head over the last couple of weeks, and now this is the time to start thinking about the how, the action steps. So this week is giving us some really great insight into being able to look at how to be able to find those new action steps to take. Monday and Tuesday is all about contemplation. Wednesday through till Friday is about hope, and Saturday and Sunday is all about ocean calling. So the very first card, the start of the week, is asking you to be able to just take a little moment. As much as Aries is a fine and it's a productive and let's go, 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 we need to be able to remember to bring in that Libra balance component into it, and to sometimes just stop and to get really clear on what it is that you would like to make changes in your world, and how you would like to see those changes come about. Being able to observe from an incredibly objective manner of, where are you distributing your energy? Are you investing your energy with people that you're not feeling the same with anymore? And this is this really quiet contemplative time, because it's about no judgment. It's just about observation, observing, almost like looking over your life at this point and discovering what's working for you and what's not, and then making that decision. As we know, we all have hopes and dreams, and it's about checking in, having these little moments where we collectively check in with ourselves to see if we are staying in alignment to what is your truth for you. Are you pursuing your dreams and desires how you want them to be? Are there areas in your world or attributes within your own self that you would like to see some changes around? And being able to go back in and observe the thoughts that have been popping into your head, as well as using those as reference points, as, okay, they're intuitive little soul messages that are coming through to you to provide you with incredibly great snippets of wisdom on things that you could help fine-tune in your world. And this way it takes away that fear of change means there's something wrong with me. It's not. It's taking that power back and being able to make that decision that this is no longer just resonating the way that it is. And when that happens, there is a beautiful polarity that comes with that, that if something is no longer working for you, it means that you have evolved and grown. So you want to be able to have the things that you're doing match that, so you're always having these beautiful levels of always being able to feel happy and contented within your world, not having moments where you step into periods of, if you keep doing, what happens is if we keep doing things that no longer resonate with us, they start to bring up very, very lower vibrating energy thoughts, which is guilt, not feeling good enough, feeling like your energy is depleted. They're all very great intuitive cues that are indicating that your energy is being zapped in areas that is not conducive to the growth that you have done, and it's giving you a little insight view into areas that you could create some beautiful little changes around, so that it makes you feel really empowered through the choices that you're about to make. So that's Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday through till Friday is about hopes and dreams. Now, this is that moment where I like to try and sort of keep this one a little bit more subtle, is that hopes and dreams is about that moment where we truly connect in with ourselves. And sometimes we may not always see all the steps on how to be able to make these changes come about, but you have enough hope within yourself to get the ball rolling. It may take the next couple of months for you to get the full clarity on all the how-to steps, but this is a card that's saying come Wednesday through to Friday, you're going to be given the first step on how to start making those changes. So it's really important. You might find you might want to have a pen and paper sitting around, so that as you get lots of different ideas popping into your head around the changes that you could start doing, that you've got those there that you may be able to apply when another suggestion comes in. So sometimes the intuition will come in different stages. So at this point, you're given the first step on the how to start making the changes in this world. But as you can see, that comes after having that contemplative time to be able to check in with yourself. So it's going to be important over Monday and Tuesday to just have some moments where you remove yourself from all distractions. It might be go to the gym, might be go for a walk, it may be go and sit and meditate, it may mean going doing gardening, something that is allowing you to switch off from everything that's happening around you and really just tap in to the messages that have been brought to your surface, so that it enables you to connect into this element of hope. Hope to me is one of these greatest qualities that all humans have, that if we have hope, then we have everything that we need to get something started. Hope usually appears at a time when we are also a little bit fearful, because we move into the space of the unknown. So if you have this beautiful connection with your own self where you can connect into that hope, then you've got everything that you need to just start the process and look at them as tiny little steps, not see the whole bigger picture. Because usually what I find happens is that some people can just cut certain areas of their life out, or attributes that they're doing. They can make a cold turkey cut from it and really move forward. And then there's other people that I find that need to do these in small increment steps, and that's how I feel like everyone is being directed. So don't always use that bull in a china shop type fierce attitude that Aries will bring up in the new moon, which we start to move into these cycles at this sort of moment, which will be on Monday the 16th. But this is that time to make that, use that fireness within your own self as we move into the new moon period with Aries. Use that productive quality to bypass the mind chatter of fears and doubts, and use this component of hope to create a momentum, knowing that you know, in order to be able to achieve and cut out some of the things that are no longer working for you and to bring you back into alignment, may actually take 10 or 20 steps. But for this moment, you're going to work on that first step and that first step only, because if we project too far into the future, if things don't fall into place, then we feel disheartened and we go back to old habits straight away. If we look too far into the future and we see that there are all of these steps that it takes to complete it, that can put us off. So only focus on the present situation, and that's just looking at the how-to steps at the moment. Come the weekend, it's about creating balance. So you will find that with the full moon, all of that brings up stuff to the surface, and then we're starting to reset our intention. So pushing the reset button on bringing ourselves back into alignment, we can't do that if we still have old baggage holding onto us. So getting to the ocean is going to be a beautiful gift that you can give to yourself, because by going near the ocean, it not only revitalizes you, but it recalibrates your energy cycle. So it helps to remove away all that dense old energy that the full moon has brought up. It allows you to then recalibrate your energy so that you can bring the focus to the how-to steps, and gives you a renewed zest for life because you are starting with a new, fresh lot of energy. And so this is where that beautiful component of going to the ocean, and I always like to see trips to the ocean as this beautiful moment where you can go there, and you can go there with 50 million thoughts and walk away and feel like every single one of those has had a decision without you having to even think about it. Or you could go there with no thoughts in your mind and actually leave feeling completely recharged around having direction. So what the ocean does is it allows us to receive clarity. And when we have clarity, we know the direction that we need to go in. It also enables us to bring our energy back in, so that there is a match between our mind, body, soul, and spirits, like that everything is working in beautiful unison together, rather than having these separate components of us all vying for your attention. And what happens is, if our energy becomes distributed in lots of different places, it's very, very easy to become scattered. So the ocean is about bringing unity back to self and feeling a sense of wholeness. And the moment that we feel whole is the moment that we feel like we have the power to create the changes for what our soul is seeking for us to learn for this week. So please take a little bit of time out just to really connect in with yourself. Be gentle and be kind. Know that you are going to have this amazing burst of energy that's going to come in, but you want to be able to use that energy in the format of knowing that you're going in the direction of what it is that you are seeking, as opposed to just wasting your energy in lots of different areas that is really, at the end of the day, not actually propelling you forward. They're only keeping you stuck in an old space, and you have grown and evolved too much to be stuck in the old. So take care. Have a wicked new moon, and remember, keep a pen and paper handy this week to be able to jog down all of the really great insightful bits of wisdom that is going to be provided for you, that's going to help you around looking at all the how-to steps that are going to be shared with you to discover new ways to create change. And it doesn't have to be the old way, you know. Don't get stuck in a way of thinking that I either need to stop doing something immediately and I'm going to start doing this. What that does is it puts a great deal of pressure on anyone. And what you're doing is you're setting yourself up to fail, because you're putting yourself into these confinements of, if I don't stop, I'm not good enough. And if I don't start something, I'm not good enough. That is the undercurrent of what plays out if we use that such rigid, strict mindset. Whereas we want to be flexible when we are making these changes, because we may discover that what we thought was actually really helping us, we actually find that just really doesn't resonate with us. And if we don't have that behavioral flexibility to look outside of ourselves and remember that there is always more than one option to be able to achieve the goal, then we can revert back to our old comfort zone. And this really is this moment where we are starting to shed this new skin and discover that within us that we are an unlimited potential, and that we are designed for change. So we can either embrace change or we can resist it. And I've always said, I try not to get the giggles when I say it, I say, when the soul wants you to really make changes, the more you resist, the more it's going to persist, or your soul will skull drag you and force you to move into that space. And that never ever feels good in any way, shape, or form. So this is that moment where you can really step into that zone of connecting in with your truth, honoring the next phase of shedding your skin at this point, and move into that space of learning to feel more and more comfortable as you move into new realms of understanding yourself on a deeper level. So have a wicked week, and I will see you again next week. And if you feel that this video will really resonate with someone, please feel free to share it. Otherwise, I will see you again all next week. Much love.